All right, here we are. We're inside the milk house and we're doing something different. No, we're not going to work or do any welding. We're here for two reasons. One, I'm sick AF and I've been that way for about a week now. The whole 9 yards, headache, fever, vomiting, etc., etc. Someone's going to say, well, you should take it easy. You should have taken the day off. You should take the week off. Well, then I do that. It causes even more mass confusion. No video, no skillets, etc., etc. And then I spend 3 weeks, 4 weeks chasing it, trying to get it all figured back out. So we're going to keep with the routine. Haven't missed a Sunday in 5 years. Why miss now? It also shows my work ethic, for those that don't know. Other than that, I want to do something different because I promised you the videos were going to change after the new year. Yes, we're still doing overnighters. Yes, I'm still on YouTube. But this right here, I wanted to try this for a long time. And that is the proper way to make ice cream or bushcraft ice cream in the woods. Now, real quick before we get started on that, there's three main ingredients. The first one is milk. Next we have heavy cream. And last is sugar. Yes, there's several things in between there that you can add. There's several binders, there's different types of binders, there's stabilizers, there's different flavors, vanilla extract, things like that. But those are all extras. Bottom line, you need those three ingredients. It's just like your fire triangle, fuel, oxygen, and heat. They all work together. If you don't have one of those, A, you've half-assed it, and most likely you half-assed quite a few things in your life, because something simple as this, why not have it? And two, they're not going to work together or bind together properly, and once you leave that ice-cold environment, sit in your vehicle, sit next to a fire, walk into a room, go into your tent where it's warmed up, all of that's going to just melt right back down into some watery, milky liquid and never be actually true ice cream as it was intended. Probably not the best idea to say you're hiking through the woods with multiple canisters of liquids. Why? Because they can break open. So let's face the hard truth. You're at your home, you're at the cabin, you're at the campsite with tents, you're car camping, you're RV camping, and you have access to all of this with a refrigerator or ice chest, and you can just grab it because it's readily available and you can get it done. The second way I'm going to show you is later in the video, and that involves 100% dry goods. And that is realistic to hike in somewhere for 2, 3, 4, 5 days, or somebody who's ultralight camping. And believe it or not, most of the items you're probably going to carry anyways. So on that note, let's talk about milk. What does milk do? Remember our fire triangle, but we're using it for ice cream. We have milk, heavy cream, and we have sugar. So milk, what this does is basically it provides ice cream with a solid. We use cow milk in the United States, so you're going to have a softer ice cream. Parts of India, they use goat's milk, and it ends up getting so hard, they take a machete and they start hacking on it to get it off there. So put that in perspective. Also, the more solid it is, the longer it's going to retain that form and stay hardened and not melt as quickly. Next leg of our ice cream triangle is sugar. And that's simple granulated sugar. The white sugar you get from any store, USA, that everyone's addicted to and everybody has sugar cravings, and that's where it comes from, granulated sugar. Now, why not brown sugar? Why not cane sugar? You can use all of those, but white sugar works the best. And it's readily available, and most of the time it's pretty cheap. What does sugar actually do? Well, sugar actually makes the ice cream, or it gives the ice cream that tenderness, in addition to making it sweet. So put that in perspective. Milk gives you the solid. This is going to bring it down and make it tender, gooey. So you think of soft serve ice cream, probably has more sugar, versus the hard stuff you got to like smack on it and cut it out of there with a knife. So they work together. This makes it harder, and this one will bring it back and give it the tenderness. The heavy whipping cream actually induces air into the ice cream. Once it induces the air, it actually helps trap that air and gives it that fluffy or the light feeling. So again, all of these work together. Something solid makes it a little bit tender, and then this makes it nice and light. So ice cream that's really, really soft and really, really light, got heavy cream and heavy sugar. Before we get started, I'm going to mix the 1 cup with the sugar and try to dissolve all that sugar. That right there was the simplest recipe I could find. And it took a matter of minutes. It was longer explaining the entire process than actually doing it. Now, I wanted to take that idea, that concept of the proper way of making ice cream, and apply it to what we do. Bushcraft and survival. Ultralight camping. And for me, I've been teaching and preaching for several years that food, whether it be a bug out bag, get home bag, camping, hiking, should be something that you can just add water to it, as in dehydrated meals, and you're done. It saves space, it's lightweight. So that same concept I wanted to apply here. Instead of a quart of milk that could easily break open and spill all over my gear, my clothing, etc., etc., I came up with a packet of powdered milk. Instead of carrying a container of heavy whipping cream, again, that could break open, we have French vanilla, 2 birds with 1 stone. No need for vanilla extract when we have French vanilla powdered creamer. Now for sugar, you can have packets of granulated sugar. Again, I was limited to where I was at, but we have packets of equal or sugar substitute. Again, it tells you 1 packet is worth X amount of teaspoons. Doing the math on that with a simple calculator on your phone, you can find out, oh, I need a 1/2 cup or a 3/4 cup. That last recipe we did, we went for a 1/2 cup. So we do the exact same thing here. So we have our 3 ingredients: sugar, there's heavy cream, some coffee creamer, and we have our powdered milk. But knowing me, we're going to bump it up a notch. And you saw it first here. We're going to make hot fudge sundaes in the woods. So let's get to it. Now for the $1,000,000 question. How do we turn powdered creamer into actual liquid creamer so it's exactly the same? It's a simple ratio of 1 part water to 1 part creamer. So I need 8 ounces. 8 ounces of water, 8 ounces of powdered creamer, mix it up, and we're good to go. So all I did was I transferred from one container to the other, and the reason for that is because we have indicator lines right here. There's 8 ounces. I'm going to fill that with creamer, and I'm going to add 8 ounces of water. And now for the final piece of the puzzle, sugar. On the first batch, we used liquid, heavy whipping cream. No sugar was in that container. We added 3/4 cup of sugar at the end and mixed it up. This one right here is powdered creamer that has sugar in it as well as vanilla flavor. So you have 2 options. Add more sugar, which is always okay, or taste it first and see what you need to add. Just know that 1/4 cup of sugar is equal to 6 equal packets. So I'm going to taste this, see where we're at. That's actually pretty sweet the way it is. But we'll go ahead and add a couple packets to that. That's really sweet. That's actually really good. That creamer right there, that vanilla creamer, that is really good. But again, I want to reiterate, 6 of these packets equal 1/4 cup of sugar. Just like example number 1, example number 2 is simple and effective. And in my opinion, realistic. You're not going to go out on some day hike or, a 2 or 3, 4 or 5 day trip or become some ultralight camper carrying around multiple containers of liquid. But what can you do? Carry some type of bushcrafty metal tin pantry set in oilskin or some type of, cloth bag where they can stack on top of each other, and you're going to have flour, you're going to have sugar, Those that like creamer for the coffee, they're going to carry packets of creamer or small tins of creamer. You know, people that, I personally don't drink milk, but a lot of people do. You're going to bring powdered milk. So basically you have everything with you to do this. Now, this is a seasonal thing. We're in the snow. It's cold outside. It's below freezing. It's about 19 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Simply placing those bags out there for a good hour or two, they're going to freeze solid into the consistency of ice cream. So that's what we're waiting for right now. Now, this same exact thing can be done during the summertime, but you need access to ice. So it's kind of be taken away from the 3, 4, 5 day, hike or scout, and be more applied to car camping, RV camping, you're at your house, etc. But if you get access to bags of ice, say through an ice chest, then you can mix the exact same concoction, place it inside the bags of ice, and let it freeze. Now, while we're waiting for those to set up, let's talk about classes. For those that express interest in taking classes with yours truly, that time is here. March, April, and May 2025, we're hosting 3 modern skills survival classes. These are not basic classes, they're not intermediate classes, they're not advanced classes. It is a modern skills survival course. And it's going to cover everything from gear that you should carry with you, up through how to disinfect water, do land navigation, shelter building, signaling for rescue, planning for an event. Like, I'm going to tell people where I'm going, where I'm going to be at, what I'm going to carry, when I'm going to be home. We're going to cover all aspects of modern skills. It's going to be all day for 3 days. And it's a low-key, low-impact course. We're not going to take you out to the woods and make it up as we go along and spend 18 to 20 hours out there beating a dead horse, hoping that you get it. We're going to make sure that you understand it. And once you guys all get it, we're going to move on to the next thing. We're going to do round robin classes. We're going to have 4 instructors there. Myself, E.J. Snyder from Naked and Afraid and Dual Survival. He's also a published author. Jake Trent from Buckeye Bushcraft. And Kenny Dietrich of Ugly Tent. So all you got to do, go to the video description box, click Ugly Tent. It takes you right to that website. Check it out, and I'll see you there. Yeah, look at that. It's really good. Now, this is not store-bought by any means. And I highly advise, if you have an electric or a hand mixer, do it that way, and it'd be probably a hell of a lot better. G for ghetto. Tastes good, but this resembles that snow slurry I was talking about. This is half-assed at best. Someone's gonna say, well, in a pinch, it would do good. What kind of survival or bushcraft pinch requires you to make ice cream in the woods? It's more of a laid-back treat, and you're in a safe area. There's no pinch that I could think of that will require you to do this. This is the same as we talked about earlier, putting snow in there and just mixing a bunch of crap and hoping for the best. It's already starting to separate, and here's the reason why. Everything was dehydrated. So what did we put inside here? Water. Water does what? Forms ice crystals. So there's more ice crystals in here than in the original one because we use the actual items. So keep that in mind. When you actually look at things and break it down and figure it out or reverse engineer it, everything becomes clear. If you try to reverse engineer something and it becomes 10 times harder, then it's not figured out properly. This is, again, half-assed at best. And, you know, if I can do the first version or do this, I'm going to do that first time every time. All right, on that note, as usual, the Etsy store is open. Once again, my Etsy store is open. And what do we got? We got 100 Corporals Corner skillets in stock right now. We have the infamous pipe nub or frontier skillet. Insert a stick and you're in the game. Space saver, toss it into a butt pack, small backpack, or even a haversack. We have the most famous Corporals Corner folding skillet. Check out that action right there. Boom. And my personal favorite, the cowboy skillet. Now these two right here will only be in stock for one more week. And then we're going to go ahead and pull them and make room for something else. So if you're interested in either one of these, get them now. And last but not least, we have the Corporals Corner skillet bag from Campcraft Outdoors. Both the Campcraft Outdoors link and my Etsy store link for the skillets are found in my video description box. Click on it and get her done. Now, if you go to my Etsy store and you click on it and you don't see skillets, you watched late and you missed out. Videos drop Sundays at 10 a.m. and they have for the past 5 years. Once the video runs through and we come to this point right here, the store is open. Rule of thumb, watch the video, it tells you when and where. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. 1, my Amazon affiliate page, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my video description box. Now please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.